So, do you guys know who Gayle King is?
No, I did not until this past week.
She works for CBS. She does mad like talk shows. She's interviewed mad different people, like a bunch of people. And she does like a bunch of like reports and stuff like that. Good friends with Oprah. Pretty sure that she's been on her show a million times. They're like really good friends. So yeah, that's basically her introduction. Did you hear why people are in an uproar about her? And if not, it's cool because I'm going to play the audio for the audience anyway. So did you guys hear it?
No, I haven't heard it. Have you heard it? Is that bad though?
I was listening to it, but I just kind of cut it off because it was like irrelevant to me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just play.
It was more like a what you call it, like let it go type of thing. You're doing too much.
Yeah, no, she's 1,000% doing too much. So I'm gonna just play the audio, being that you haven't heard it, and then I want to get your feedback on it because I honestly, personally, I have a lot to say about it. I've been talking about it a lot, and I just want to like vent about it a little bit. But I want to know what you guys have to say about it too. So
his legacy is complicated because of the sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003, 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
It's not complicated for me at all. Even if there's a few times that we've been at a club at the same time. Kobe's not the kind of guy, never been like, let's go get the...
Oh, wait, I didn't give a backstory about it. So this interview was like one of the first interviews that she did after Kobe died. And obviously this is about Kobe. And she's talking to this is Lisa Leslie, because Lisa Leslie was one of Kobe's good friends. So
that girl, or tell her, or send her this. I have other NBA friends that are like that. Mm-hmm. Kobe's he was never like that. I just never have ever seen him being the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That's just not the person that I know.
But Lisa, you wouldn't see it though. As his friend, you wouldn't see it.
And that's possible. Mm-hmm. I just don't believe that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying things didn't happen. Mm-hmm. I just don't believe that things didn't happen with force.
Is it even a fair question to talk about it, considering he's no longer with us and that it was resolved? Or is it really part of his history?
I think that the media should be more respectful. At this time, it's like if you had questions about it, you've had many years to ask him that. I don't think it's something that we should keep hanging over his legacy. I mean, it went to trial.
Yeah, well, it was dismissed because the victim in the case refused to testify. So it was just...
that's all I'm gonna play. So, Freddie, being that, Dan, you said you think you heard it already. So Freddie, I saw your face. Yours was like, what? Like, so how did you feel about that?
Because that was irrelevant. Like, I don't like these people trying to like, after somebody passes away, they try to like abuse them by like talking like, criticism about them. The dead can't defend themselves. So why are you going to go out there? Now so many people have been talking about his rape allegations. Like, bro, where was this 5 years ago, 4 years ago? Why wasn't this prevalent back then? Why are you guys bringing it back up now, like after he passed away? So besides that disrespect, because that's disrespect. Besides that, it's like, I give props to, that was Lisa Leslie, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I give props to her because she handled it well. She said she didn't like how it's been in the media, how they need to be more respectful.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's true because, like she said, if it was something that was, serious, deal. It should have been brought up before he passed away. Like, everybody had the time back then, but nah.
Now it's like, why now?
Exactly. After he can't defend himself.
Yeah. What do you think, Danny?
It's like, come on, like, out of all questions, you gotta ask about that, like, to one of his good friends.
Yeah, talking to the mic though.
Oh, out of all questions, you gotta ask about that, like, yo, that's irrelevant.
Yeah, so for
irrelevant, not
irrelevant. So for me, it got me. I think it was just based off the time I was stuck in traffic and stuff like that. So, on my way to work, which is already things that mix together that'll get you frustrated. So I was
yeah.
on my way to work and I saw that, and I'm like, there was a bunch of things running through my head. I was like, one, like I agree with you guys. Like why is that being brought up? And I know that this is not the first time that it's been brought up since that. And this might have been, I don't know how long the interview came out. I just know that the uproar has just started because she made a response to it. And I can pull up the response. I'm going to have to look for it if you give me a minute. But, and I'll only play part of it because it's like 6-minute video. I'm not watching a 6-minute video. But
She said I'm sorry and stuff.
yeah, she was trying to
Of course,
apologize for it.
she's apologizing, trying to save her career now.
Yeah.
That
But
would
my
definitely get you into flames.
yeah.
Nah, for
No,
real,
it is.
like,
Tom,
come
I'm gonna get there. So for me, what got me upset about it and why I was so frustrated is for 2 different reasons. Well, 3. I like I already said for you guys. Like you guys already said, it's irrelevant. 2 is you've been in the media for so long. I guess this is going back and forth kind of what she said in the video, which I already had in my head before I saw her apology, which was that she tried to blame it on them because she said that that's only a clip. We didn't watch the full thing of what they said because she said that they did talk about his legacy and all the positive things that he did. And I'm pretty sure that they did because I don't think that Lisa Leslie would have sat there with somebody that she was friends with and let them go that far on being like straight disrespectful. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There would have been a whole different headline for that title if that was. She probably would have got up and left. My thing was you've been working in reporting in this media world for so long, that as soon as you say that, no matter if you had good intentions behind it or not, although when you listen to it, it doesn't come off that way, but that the people that are editing it and cutting it are going to chop it up in a way that's going to be messed up and perceived a certain way. Yep. So in my opinion, you don't bring it up at all. Like you just don't talk about it. There have been so many people that have done reports on Kobe since his passing that know about it, that was making big reports about it when it was happening and didn't talk about it at all after he died. So why is it something that has to be brought up?
It's like, for me, it's like, don't y'all have a whole, like, a script kind of thing that y'all write? Like,
she
don't
did.
y'all have, like,
she probably did get a script, and that probably was on there because it is CBS, and I do know that I believe they were one of the people that did bring it up. But she's been there so long, she's respected by so many people. You can go off the script. Like when we saw LeBron go out there and give his thing, they gave him a paper to read off of or have key points, and he was like, "I'm not reading off of this." She could have done the same thing. You know what I mean? She has that kind of respect and that kind of power that she could have done that. And I feel like for me, that's what got me so upset with her. When I heard that. The other thing that got me upset about it was something I was talking about with Greg, and it kind of ties together with it. Something that ties with it is being that the reason why I brought up Oprah is because she's friends with Oprah, like really good friends with Oprah.
Yeah, I didn't get that part.
And being that she's such good friends with Oprah, Oprah has been being viewed in this light as well of not making it a black or white thing, but it's just if you want to make it equality and do equality, it's kind of that kind of thing, And they've already been on that side of it, and I'm gonna get there. But she's done so much or tried to do a lot for the African American or black community, try to be, as they always say, pro-black, you know what I mean? And it's always a person of color that they're doing something to shoot down. And it's been recent the past couple of times of what they've done. Mainly mainly Oprah, and now it's transitioning to her, and that's the where it is right now. But like with Oprah, they did that documentary with Michael Jackson. Did you guys see that? I didn't watch it, but you guys heard about that documentary that those guys tried to do about Michael Jackson. Right?
Yeah, I heard that it was like disrespectful, saying that Michael was being, taking advantage of them in like weird ways, like not in like regular ways.
and then it came out that they were
Lying.
They were lying. They were false reports.
Yeah, you see, when it came to like, for me, it's like there's the R. Kelly story, which was,
Got talking to the mic though.
it was the R. Kelly story, which was true it was true. I got in my eyes, it was true what they were saying, and there's witnesses enough to say that it was true. But it was when they could release, like they released that, then they released the Michael Jackson story, and I was like, this man is dead. Like, why are you bringing him up? Leave him alone. He's already.
Not only is he dead, not able to defend himself, he's also, the reports were also false. Everything that they said wasn't true.
I'm glad I didn't watch it then, because I'm a big Mike fan. So.
But the reason why it ties together with
just
Oprah is because Oprah didn't do it. I don't think she had anything to do with it. But when it came out and they were making reports about it, she supported it and she made this whole big thing. And when they came out and found out that it was fake, she never apologized. To this day, she hasn't apologized to the Jackson family. She hasn't said anything. And then it goes towards the other allegations coming out. Like, I'm not defending any of these guys because some of them are in jail. So obviously they did it, and it's disgusting that they did it. But like Michael Jackson was one who's not here anymore, but obviously. And then Russell Simmons, Bill Cosby, you know, they made like big deal about them, you know. And Oprah was actually I don't know if it's actually still happening, like if it's in the works or whatever, but she was in talks to being somebody that was in support to doing a documentary on Russell Simmons. But they hang out with Harvey Weinstein all the time. And Harvey Weinstein is a known person in that world of being a person that has done sexual assault to many women. And they hang out with him. They don't do any interviews. They don't say anything about him. They kind of just make him seem to be like this great person. And it's and so now with having that interview together, like tying those two things together, it's kind of like it's more in bad taste now. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I viewed it, and that's why it got me so upset.
Who's Harvey Weinstein? Whatever.
Harvey Weinstein is big in that media world. I'm pretty sure that he owns mad stuff. I'm gonna Google his name right now. Hold on.
But he also got accused of like rape allegations.
Is an American former film producer.
That's what okay.
His brother is Bob Weinstein, co-founded the entertainment company called Miramax. So that's Harvey Weinstein. And you can see why his name is so big. Like,
yeah, he's a film producer. He's a famous film producer.
Yeah, so you can obviously see where those stories come from of where those things could have happened.
Yeah.
So why is it not like a big deal about him if you want to be equal and make it about an equal thing? You know, why don't we talk about him and the other people that have any allegations? It's kind of like you guys want to talk about black people.
That's whack.
That's
all I can say. I don't really have I agree with you. Everything should be equal. Like, don't attack one race. Attack everyone that's done it, or that's big. Just attack everybody that's done it. And if they're big and they done it, then really, and you're friends with them, like, come on, it's common sense that you shouldn't be saying something bad about one person and you know this other person did it too, or like you have assumptions or there's stories about it. Come on, like, be fair.
No, that's true. Like, that's just another, way of disrespect, because it's like you're only paying attention to one group, one ethnicity. You're not like acknowledging the other ones. Meanwhile, they're doing the same thing, if not maybe something worse. So it's just like, and I feel like the media is, all they do is trying to, like, bring us down in some subtle manner, unsubtle manner, like, but it's constant. Like, no matter
like
what, you always see
no
it.
matter what. And it's frustrating. It's gotten to a point where for me personally, I don't know about you guys. I'm only gonna really speak for myself. Most of the time when I get my news, because I try to not focus on watching the news all the time because it's always negative and I hate it.
Yeah.
I wait for it to be big enough news for it to be like on Twitter, because Twitter is probably one of the greatest news sources at the time. So I kind of wait till it being that big of a deal till I see it on there. But I really don't watch the news because it's always something negative. And whether it's just regardless of like whatever it is, if it's like
coronavirus,
or if it's something like that, and it's always like they're always trying to tear down somebody of color, and it's annoying. But for me, like I said, just to tie it all up and tie it together, and then I'm gonna play a song that I want you guys to hear, and ask you guys what you think about it. I just feel like for Gayle and Oprah, I just feel like for Oprah, separate the two of them. For Oprah, like I just hope that you guys can. Wait, what happened?
I was laughing at Daddy the way he yawned.
Oh wow,
That shit was so funny.
y'all see it. Y'all watch it.
I wasn't paying attention. So
He gonna cut
You
it.
didn't see that
He's gonna cut it. He's gonna cut it.
yeah, I'm gonna cut it. So
yelled
it's
out.
gonna be in the audio. It's not gonna be in the video because I don't know what's going on right now. But
All right, let's finish it.
for Gayle, like I just feel for Oprah first, like I really don't care about anything that Oprah has to say at all until she apologizes to the Jackson family. That for me personally, that's like how I feel. That's how I see it. You guys can say whatever you want. That goes to people that's listening. That's going to whoever. You guys can feel however you want. But I'm not paying attention. I'm not listening to anything Oprah has to say until that happens. If that doesn't ever happen, then I don't ever care. And for Gayle, almost in the same light. I mean, she's already kind of apologized. She kind of doubled down on it in her apology, saying that it wasn't her fault that the news channel cut it that way, so we can have that conversation. But at the same time, I just hope that one day she realizes that it wasn't the right time to bring that up. It's not, although I don't know when it is, but it wasn't the right time because he just passed away. Now, if you're doing a full documentary on him and you want to bring that up and talk about it and explain it in such a way, then I understand, but not in an interview right after he died. Mm-hmm. And I've just hoped that she understands that. And I know she's way older than me, so she's never going to listen to anything I have to say. But like that's how I view it. And until that is understood, I really don't care what she has to say either. That's just how it's going to be.
I never really cared about Oprah. I don't watch Oprah.
I mean, I don't really either. I like Ellen better.
Oh, I watch Ellen. She's funny
I love
to me.
Ellen.